Shalom. Kol Halo Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect scattered across the four corners of the earth. This is your brother Banayah, back at you again with another quick lesson. Before I get started, just wanted to read briefly from Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 12. It says, I, wisdom, dwell with prudence, and find out knowledge of witty inventions. And with that, let's begin with this short video that I had reposted on my Instagram page. That it speaks of this present situation, and let's just give it a quick listen while we're here.
Something I need everybody to understand is Putin's doing all this for a reason. He's trying to drag us into a war. People say Putin's on our side. You're a fool. Stop listening to Alex Jones and QAnon. Putin is only about Putin. I'm going to play something you need to listen to. What this man on the bottom right hand of this screen is about to tell you is 100% legit. And it's scary as fuck.
The end of it is, Sandra, I've got to just depart for a second because Putin said something that is really disturbing to me. When the other day he said, just yesterday, he said that if the West gets involved, the United States and NATO, you're going to have consequences you've never seen. People need to understand what he's saying. It's code, and it's code for nuclear war. And because that's how they fight. Their philosophy, their military philosophy is to escalate, to de-escalate. And they have got over 5,000 what we would call tactical nuclear weapons, sub-kiloton nuclear weapons that they could use on a battlefield. And I've reached a point now where I believe Putin is just destabilized enough that he would do something like that.
So the cyber attacks on the U.S. will kick that off. It'll send everything into total chaos. It'll shut down the whole infrastructure, power grid, financial institutions, sewer, water, everything that we've grown accustomed to. And once we're in the dark, he's going to light up the sky like we've never seen before. So if you don't get prepared now and get ready, with all these fucking flags flying around telling you, it's going to be on you. I'll help anyone I can. But don't come knocking on my motherfucking door after you've laughed at me and mocked me, expecting a handout, because you won't get it. You've had plenty of time to prepare. You still have time, but you better get that way, and get that way quick.
All right, that's enough with that. Let's go with Ephesians 5:15. It says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore, be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. And we know that in these last days, the will of the Lord is to bring judgment. And one of the heaviest judgments that he's going to bring is going to be here in Babylon. Here is the center of confusion, the center of all things that are abominations. And this is the land where the Most High is going to come and bring his salvation to his the bulk of his elect. And so very, very soon, these cyber attacks and these nuclear war and the ensuing chaos that everybody's expecting, and the deployment of new UN troops and international troops here in Babylon, and during the midst of this confusion, is something that we've all come to expect. because not only has it been prophesied, but many people in the know have let it out that that is what is prescribed for this place. And speaking of that, what is prescribed for this place, let's go to Jeremiah 51 and 12. So get straight to the point. Jeremiah 51 and 12. Well, let's start at 11. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahweh has raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, which are today Russia. For this device is against Babylon, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the vengeance of his temple. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambushes. For Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, has both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. And what would that be? That would be great death and destruction and anguish for their sins against the Most High Yahweh and against his elect, against the apple of his eye. Let's go to Isaiah 42 and 9. In Isaiah 42 and 9, we see here that the Most High Yahweh, he can declare these things and he can say them and he can bring them forth, because aside from existing outside of time and having already written this play that we call life and this existence that we're in at the moment and what is to come, with all certainty and with all like safety, we can rest assured and that what he said will be accomplished. And how does he do that? He says it very clearly. In Isaiah 42 and 9, it says, Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. We go to Isaiah 46 and 10. He repeats himself. And let's just start at in verse 9, where he declares his glory, which is his sovereign knowledge and his understanding of what is to come, because it's already been written. Starting in verse 9, it says, Remember the former things of old, for I am God, and there is none else. I am God, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, My counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. With that, let's go to 1 Samuel 2. Let's see, 1 Samuel 2 and 6. We'll start there. It says, Yahweh kills or killeth, and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave, and bringeth up. Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, maketh poor, and maketh rich. He bringeth low, and lifteth up. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust, and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are Yahweh's, and he has set the world upon them. He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness. For by strength shall no man prevail. The adversaries of Yahweh shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, shall judge the ends of the earth, and he shall give strength unto his king, and exalt the horn of his anointed. Let me see. And then there's another one I had here. Ezekiel. Let me see if it. Ezekiel 30. Oops. 30. And 2. Son of man, prophesy, and say, thus says Yahweh, thus saith the Lord Yahweh. Howl ye, woe worth the day, for the day is near, even the day of Yahweh is near. A cloudy day, it shall be the time of the heathen. We go to Jeremiah 30 and 7. Before we close out, just want to make this quick. Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that great day, which we know is soon to come forth, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And how are we going to be saved out of it? Like I opened up in Proverbs 8 and 12. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence, and find out knowledge of witty inventions. And in Proverbs 4 and 7, we're reminded that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. And the last little bit of exhortation I want to give in regards to that understanding and the wisdom is spoken of in Psalms 20, verses 6 and 7. Now know I that Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, saveth his anointed. He will hear him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of this right hand. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, our power. With that, I hope that some of you were edified with that. And just know that in these last days, there's a lot of witty inventions that are going to be out there that can be found out. And that we have to make ourselves known, not known, excuse me, we have to make ourselves aware of these things so that we're not caught off guard, and that no matter what, we know how this story ends and we know where the victory belongs. As long as we do what we have to do, and that our lot falls on the election on this side, we're comforted in knowing that we will remember the name of Yahweh, our power, and he will be the saving strength. With that, I want to say shalom, and until next time,